Big Brother 19 has aired 2 episodes so far, and there's a lot to talk about. In this video, I'm going to be giving my predictions first, and then I'm going to be giving some spoilers and round up what's been happening in the episodes and also the live feeds. So let's get started with the predictions. So first and foremost, Big Brother has had the same prize since 2001, even with all the inflation and all changes in our economy. $500,000 is no longer as grand of a grand prize as it was in 2001. Now, don't get me wrong, $500,000 would completely change anybody's life. But if you're expecting people to stay in a house locked up for 4 months, then I don't think it would be absolutely insane to offer an increase in the prize, especially considering that their stay in the house has actually increased by a number of days. I'm pretty sure that in the past few years, it's always been over 100 days, and that's insane. So my first prediction is that someone by America's vote will get called into the room of temptation, and the temptation will be that they can either choose that the prize stays the same, second place gets $50,000, first place gets $500,000, nothing changes, or they can choose for the winner to get $1 million and second place to get nothing. Now, I really like this. I actually thought this up a couple weeks ago, even before the season started, before the whole temptation thing happened. I thought this would be a pretty good twist. And now that there's a room of temptation, it would kind of make sense that they would implement this. I also believe that this is something that would come a lot later in the season. I think when there's only 7 or 6 contestants left, to do this early on in the season wouldn't make any sense because there's already a lot going on, a lot of people having random emotions and, things I'll get into in just a bit. My second prediction is that Kevin will eventually get called into the room of temptation, and he will be tempted to reveal that he won $25,000 on the first night in exchange for either $10,000 that he can give out to other house guests in $1,000 increments. So he can either give $1,000 for, something small or $10,000 for something big to other house guests as a form of a bribe or a veto or a co-HOH situation. And I would 100% take that deal if I was Kevin. I think that definitely makes things a little bit more interesting for people who are very skeptical of him. Right now, people actually tend to like him a lot. I was watching the live feeds last night and people wanted to listen to his stories, and he actually seems like a pretty charismatic guy, and I would love to see this twist occur. So now I'm going to get into things that have already happened in previous episodes and the live feed. So if you don't want any spoilers, I guess don't watch, but everything I'm saying now is going to get revealed on Sunday anyway, so not too big of a deal. Cameron, Jillian, and Christmas were on the block night 1, and they voted to either have the house vote who to get evicted or have a competition style, kind of like what happened last year with Glenn, how he got evicted. And with 3 votes to evict, Christmas was safe, Cameron was evicted, and I actually think Christmas might become a mastermind of the house. Although Christmas definitely could have gone home, she is determined to find out who the 3 votes to evict her were, and this was actually her plan the whole time. She wanted to see who is against her since day 1, and I think that's very wise of her, but it definitely could have blown up in her face. And also, Cameron is now in sequester, so we know that it's definitely going to be battle back style like last year. So the new HOH has already been crowned, and we already saw who he put up, and Alex was one of those people he put up, and she won the veto. And now people on the live feeds are talking and saying that he actually has a lot more respect for Alex, and I could definitely see that, but we'll have to see on Sunday to see how his reaction to that actually went down. And here is the big news of why a lot of people are probably here. Megan actually self-evicted. She walked out the doors. And her reason for that was because a lot of the guys were yelling at her, and she claimed that she had PTSD, which is very serious. I don't think anyone should make fun of PTSD. It's a real thing, but I don't completely buy it. You go through 1,000,001 background checks before you get the opportunity to come into this house. If they saw any way, shape, or form that Megan could have possibly left the game because of PTSD, they would not have put her in the house. They already saw what happened to Audrey 2 years ago. They were not going to risk that, and I mean, the chances of this being true are very slim. I'm sure that, I mean, she was on the block. I'm sure that her back was against the wall, and she really didn't know how to handle the situation. I mean, it was clear on her face. She couldn't argue against people. She didn't articulate things very well. Now, we don't know anything really about her game. All we really saw was 2 people yell at her so far on the show. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more on Sunday. I think that Big Brother is going to give her a nice emotional edit, which, you know, I'm all for the drama. I hope that they give her a drama-filled edit. So I just don't want to watch a portrayal of her that just isn't true. She wouldn't have gone very far in the game, and if she did, she would have been a Victoria situation, although I defend Victoria. I think whatever she was doing was still strategy. It wasn't very good strategy, but it was strategy, and it got her far. Megan had no strategy. I know it was week 1, but we saw absolutely nothing out of that girl. Pretty much zero fight, and I hope I'm not jumping to conclusion. I was not in that house, so I can't say for sure. We can only know for sure on Sunday, so definitely tune into that. And I actually have one more piece of update news. BB Feedsters on Twitter just tweeted, Cody, who is the HOH, just said, "Do you really think that I could give a shit that 0.00001% of the population is trannies? I couldn't give a fuck." His words, not mine, not anyone else's. I don't know what kind of edit they're going to give him. I was really rooting for him, but apparently he's been saying some not so nice stuff. So we're going to see. I love a villain just as much as anyone else, but I don't know if he's taking it too far. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what you guys think in terms of my predictions, and what are your predictions for the Room of Temptation. So let me know, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.